And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races here at Laurel Park. I'm Stanton Salter. There's Keith Fustel out by the historic Laurel Park paddock. Looks like beautiful weather, but weather once again a factor. Unfortunately, a rainstorm late yesterday afternoon, maybe some overnight. Off the turf today. Main track is good as we're 69 minutes out for race one. We'll get to all that. Let's talk about Friday's card, Keith. We had a big 4-year-old debut from Top Line Growth, the Maryland-bred, homebred for owner, breeder, the Elkstone Group, and trainer Kelly Rubley. He won the Iowa Derby last summer as a 3-year-old. He's now a perfect 4 for 4 here at Laurel Park. He came back against a tough third-level allowance group. John Jones was in there, Taco Supreme, Ty Bolt, but Top Line Growth off of, 11-month layoff, a big 4-year-old debut, and they ran pretty quick, too, 134.74. Nice ride by Pimentel. Big things to come this year from the 4-year-old Maryland-bred Top Line Growth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He just dominated that field. Kelly Rubley, excellent job getting him ready. I know that hasn't been, a high percentage move for her. I know I kind of was a little tough on her on the show, but she proved me wrong, and trainers do that a lot, right, Stan? They like to prove us wrong with Top Line Growth. He's a really, really nice racehorse, and have not seen the buyer just as yet, but if I had to project, I'm going somewhere in the high 90s comparatively to that field and the way they kind of averaged out and what he did to them yesterday. That was awfully strong, and he looked like he had something left going past the wire.
I would agree with you. I would think somewhere between a 95, 98 maybe for Top Line Growth yesterday. So he had a big 4-year-old debut. How about our leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez? He's having another monster weekend. He's our leading trainer. Let's give Horacio Caramanos is our leading rider, then Jevion Toledo, Sheldon Russell, the Bug, Charlie Marquez, and Julian Pimentel. But let's give jockey Angel Cruz some love. Angel Cruz been red hot recently, mainly for Claudio. Gonzalez and Cruz are 8 for 20. This is from our main man, Phil Janak, down there at Gulfstream. Gonzalez and Cruz, 8 for 25, 32% winners for the meet. Including 5 for the last 11 and 3 for the last 5. Together are 52% in the top 3, 88% in the top 5. So, Angel Cruz was a little slow to start this summer meet, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But he's really picked it up and riding for the leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez, and getting winners home for the leading trainer. That helps a lot.
We're going to get you back into shape, Stan. We're going to put you into Claudio Barn as their top rider and see what you can ride as, right? See what your winning percentage would be. No, it's a nice deal for these riders that they kind of are able to get into that barn. You're going to be riding, 20-25%, right? You should be. If you're riding on a consistent basis. But Cruz put on some good rides too. So it's tough. Sometimes you get lost in the shuffle in a jockey colony. Sure. You need that one little break to get you kick-started.
All right, well, let's talk about our leading rider, Horacio Caramanos. He had a 2-win day yesterday, including a big win on Nick Papagiorgio, a $4.40 winner for trainer Jamie Ness. And Ness Barn with 2 winners yesterday. Nick Papagiorgio kicked off the Stronach 5 yesterday. Let's show you the prices from the Stronach 5. We had 51 winning tickets for a little over $1,700. I thought it might be a little chalky, Keith, and you still get back $1,700. You had a $4 winner, Nick Papagiorgio, here at Laurel to kick it off, then a $5 winner at Gulfstream. Then you had a short price horse with Gallerio to give Claudio Gonzalez his second win of the day yesterday. Angel Cruz had a 3-win day. Nice ride there by Angel and Gallerio. So that was a $7 horse. And then in Leg D here at Laurel Park, Nautical Nature gave Caramanos his second or third. Caramanos went 2 or 3 yesterday. I can't keep up with them. I can't keep up with Caramanos.
I think, obviously, Joseph Israel, right? Was that him on the front end for Damon?
It's all right. I messed up. Nautical Nature, what Nautical Nature pay? $740 there, $740 in the finale. I'm sorry, in Leg D. And then he had the $22 horse at Golden Gate. So still a big payout yesterday, over $1,700 in the Stronach 5. It was a big day for our leading rider, Horacio Caramanos and Angel Cruz. So that's the Stronach 5. That's yesterday. We'll try to do it again today.
Okay, and I tell you saw those prices in the payout. Once again, locate the stranger, and boom, there you go. You've got $1,700, that $22 horse at Golden Gate. But Nautical Nature, I do think, played a little bit more than that 5-2. I think what would make you happy was a single maybe on a lot of people's tickets, and did not get the job done. So Nautical Nature right to the front in the nightcap.
Yep. All right, so let's show you the track and weather this afternoon here at Laurel Park. The turf keeps teasing us. Look at that bright green, luscious turf course, but unfortunately the rain late yesterday afternoon did us in off the turf once again today. A little overcast, maybe, well, probably some rain in the forecast. It's Maryland, right? Temperatures in the mid-70s. So nice cool afternoon. Let's show you how you can watch and bet all the action this afternoon here at Laurel Park. The Pick Fives, they've always been paying big. You can jump in, play the Pick Fives on First Bet. Now, when you sign up, new sign-ups to First Bet, use that promo code Sport of Kings, and you get a $10 credit and up to a $500 bonus. First Bet users have live video and replays for more than 300 tracks, real-time stats and probabilities, and a nice new sign-up promo. Use promo code Sport of Kings to get that $10 credit and a $500 bonus. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off the rolling super high 5 in the opener with that low 15% takeout. No carryover in the super high 5, but we have it every race with 7 or more horses. Also, we kick off the popular early pick 5 with that mandatory payout and industry low 12% takeout. I have a ticket. I have two $36 tickets for both pick 5s today. You can study the tickets, all of our tickets and picks for today on the website, laurelpark.com. Underneath the handicapping section. Here we go. Race 1. My top pick in this race, the favorite, Amphitrite, is going to be tough. But I'll use the other Claudio runner in this race as well, the 6 Calypso Go. So all Claudio here in the opener to get me live in the early pick 5. My top pick in race 2 is the 5. Grace Isabella, who's a main track only horse for Robin Graham, gets leading rider Horacio Caramanos. I also used the 7 and the 11 in that race. Race 3, that's a nice maiden special weight for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile on the main track. One of our features of the day, Flatter Me, is going to be a monster, 4-5 favored in race 3. I have him on top, but the 3, Righteousness, is a $650,000 yearling purchase by Uncle Mo. First-time gelding coming off the long layoff today for trainer Kelly Rubley in West Point Thoroughbreds Pimentel rides. I use Righteousness. And also the 6 Super Houdini is on the improve for trainer Milan Milosevic. So maybe I can pull off the upside. Keith, if I beat that 4-5 shot in race 3, then that really increases the payout on this early pick 5. I go 1-4 in the 4th race. And then race 5, I have the 3 on top. Mama D at 8-1. Weston Hamilton aboard. Claudio Gonzalez dropper there. The 3, Mama D, a nice price. The 7, Cassidy Avenue, also getting a drop in class. So 3-7 in the 5th.
Key scratch there in the 5th. Morning line favorite is out. The 5 horse, right, was supposed to come down from Delaware, is scratched.
Yeah, the Star Guitar mare, blue suede guitar, 8-5. That's a big late scratch in race 5.
We had a stats and no stats for today. Mama D going to come down now off of that 8-1, but still should hold a little bit of value stand for your early pick 5 players.
Let's hope I'm live going into race 5. Give me some excitement. I was 4 out of 5 in the early pick 5 yesterday, 3 out of 5 in the Stronach 5. I'm due for a bust-out day here. Let's take a look at race 1. We're going a flat mile, originally carded on the main track. Main track is good as we kick off the 9-race program. Claiming 10,000, 3 and up. All right, filly mares 3 and up. Never won 3 or straight 3-year-old fillies. I go with the favorite on top. We both have Amphitrite on top. Let's show you her last race, July 23rd here at Laurel Park. Against 16,000, 3 Life Company, going 7 furlongs. Here they are turning for home. She's the 3 horse this day. All right, and she's rallying in between horses here, and she's going to get up for a very useful second. Just gets beat a half length by Magical Luna. Again, this is for 16,000, 3 Life. An aggressive move here by your leading trainer, Claudio. That's why he wins a bunch of races. We go from a sharp second with a 67 buyer speed figure for 16,000. You run right back for the 16. You're probably the favorite, but you go in for 10 here. You get 5 pounds off with Charlie Marquez. Amphitrite going to be one tough customer here in the opener.
That was probably the best finish she's brought to the table in quite some time, Stan. She was 3 wide early, dropped in, came back out, kept on churning to the wire. Magic Luna was able to dictate on the drop that afternoon. But Amphitrite, looking at this field, there's not a lot of speed. I mean, she's going to get a perfect trip on her just off the lead. And if she brings that finish, you saw the other horses kind of floundering out in the center of the track out of that race, Calypso Ghost and Ortinola. So they're going to have to improve if they're going to turn the tables on the 7 Amphitrite. It's going to be a very short price to get you started.
All right, I use the other Claudio filly in the exacta, the 6 Calypso Ghost. Carlos Carrasco rides for Claudio. Carlos and Claudio, they're about 21% together. This filly, nothing special. She ran a decent third up at Parks on the comeback race late June, and then didn't run very well for 16,000 last out. Comes out of the same race as Amphitrite. She got beat almost 10 lengths in that race, but she drops today, and it's Claudio, so I throw her in there because of the Claudio respect factor. You have a big price in the exacta there, the 4 Queen of Calls for Anthony Lynch with Laurel Glazier aboard.
Yeah, this horse might come down a little bit. I mean, dirt numbers really aren't great. They're not special, but did show improvement when switched over to the turf course. Big effort 2 races back. They tried to jump up. No, didn't work. But, I'm thinking she has every right to kind of move up a little bit here on these dirt numbers. Not a lot of true speed. Maybe it's a lineup race. Maybe I can get Queen of Calls to go out, set the pace with Amphitrite just kind of dogging her. They can kind of run as a team through the stretch. But the Ortinola didn't have the easiest trips, about 5 or 6 wide when rushing up into contention mid-turn, just flattened out late. Her races at a mile certainly work in here. So 7-4-3-5. Princess Georgia, another one maybe not to completely leave out. The 2-back try was against a much better field. She's back in the right condition. There's no It's a Journeys in this particular race this afternoon. So this is the right spot for Princess Georgia.
All right, they all have to beat Claudio Gonzalez and Amphitrite here with the bug. Charlie Marquez in race 1. Let's turn the page. The early pick 4 starts in race 2. We're off the turf in race 2, 5.5 furlongs. Nice group, though, of 8,000 starter allowance runners, optional claiming 16,000. I go with the main track only entered horse, the 5 Grace Isabella. Make the rider Horacio Caramanos, having a big weekend. Caramanos, your leading rider for the summer meet. Robin Graham's been one of his main go-to outfits here throughout his career. Who was that big stakes mare he rode for Robin 4 or 5 years ago for the Wrights. But this the Wrights bred this mare here, a bay mare, a 6-year-old mare by Jumpstart, and she's dropping from 2 other than Allowance Company into this. She's in for the tag here. She's not eligible for the starter condition. She's in for 16,000. Second off the layoff, big drop. You get the leading rider Caramano. So we both go with Grace Isabella on top.
I mean, you wonder. I mean, she's dropping in for the 16. But I'm looking. They want to get a win out of her, no doubt about it. There's some questionable speed types. She has races on her page where she doesn't maybe have to bring a big punch, but I think she can kind of stay mid-pack and steadily close in and wear down the speed in this particular field. Starting tour works. She's not exceptionally fast. I think the 9, Miss Cheddar, coming from Charlestown for Joan, can go whistling out to the front end here and take the field a long way. Proven speed out of those 4.5s. You know she's going to be sharp out of the gate. But I think Grace Isabella is going to stalk and pounce in here at probably her lowest level. Yeah.
And make the rider on the 11 starting tour, Victor Rosales. Victor Rosales rides the 11 starting tour. The weight will be 125. Where'd Charlie go to? Charlie Marquez elects to ride the 2, bright side of the road for Hugh McMahon. So he was named on both the 2 and the main track only horse starting tour. So Marquez stays on the 2, and you get Victor Rosales on the 11. All right, so we both have a cold 5-11 exacta on top here. In the second race, we both like the 9 as well for Joan Reynolds. All right, so nice little starter allowance, 5.5 on the main track to kick off the early pick 4 in race 2. Race 3 is going to be one of our big features of the day. It's a nice maiden special weight, 3-year-olds and upward, going a flat mile on the main track. This race originally carded on the main track, scratched a 4, who was going to be 100-1. That shouldn't have been in the race anyway, probably. So a nice 6-horse field and some nice horses in here. All eyes and all money is going to be on the 1 Flatter Me. Was 4-5 morning line with the scratch. Going to be about 3-5 here. Well-bred 3-year-old colt by Flatter. They paid $350,000 for this guy. As a 2-year-old, Timmy Hill's a good trainer. Used to gallop for him one spring up at Delaware a long, long time ago,
Okay.
Keith. Timmy Hill's been
Yep.
around for a long time,
Yes.
veteran trainer, and this horse ran a big third last out up at Saratoga with a lifetime best number, 77 Buyer speed figure. That was going 6 furlongs. Now we're stretching out to a mile today. Let's see that race at Saratoga, late July. Let's see how much ground he's gaining here. There, he's wide on the outside as they turn for home. He's far on the outside there. He's on his right lead. And he's running this race going 6 furlongs. He gets up for a good third at 28-1, beaten 4.5 lengths with a 77 Buyer speed figure. Now we stretch out to a mile today, and you have to think that maiden special weight at Saratoga a little tougher than this maiden special weight today. So that's a big number. But this is the first time he's going a mile. Weston Hamilton will ride. He was the beaten favored last December at Aqueduct in a maiden special weight. He was the beaten favored at 6-5. He kind of didn't run well. He ran okay that day, and then he ran a clunker down at Gulfstream back in June. That's why he was 28-1 up there in New York. So.
Yeah.
He doesn't always put strong back-to-back races together, this 4-5 shot here.
That's the key. But the bettors are going to come in certainly off the gaudy 77. Looks like the connections are trying to dodge a couple of the heavy heads, right?
Yep.
That you face down in Florida or Saratoga.
Yep.
Montauk Traffic, 3 races back as a stakes winner. That was a Pletcher runner that beat him at Saratoga. And I think the 5th place finisher came out of there and ran a very respectable Buyer next time out. So he's faced the right kind. Inside draw, I think, off of that race with the internals that they had. He's going to be forward within this particular field at a short price. We'll try to upset him. Kelly Rubley, okay, I'll take you here off the long layoff with Righteousness. So I can't get abused anymore, I guess, Stan. So Righteousness, this horse is a have to.
Well, they paid $650,000 for him a couple years ago when he was a 2-year-old. So I'm sure there's some nice pedigree
A tight
there.
end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Gronkowski.
Is it half to Gronkowski?
Yeah, half to Gronkowski.
Gronkowski was a good second or third in the Belmont, right?
Yes, and he just missed in the Dubai World Cup.
That's
so
right.
there goes the $650,000, I guess, for this one. But that was a pretty decent field that he faced. Regrouped is what we're going to try. The workouts certainly look good. They liked him a lot. So I think, off the bench, it's still the question mark, the little asterisk there. We got to go for a little bit better price than we're going to get with Flatter Me. So
Sure.
To me, he looks like the next logical horse. And then I go to the outside with the 7, Jolly Welshman. This is a trainer, Margada. Man, he's been steady year in and year out, wins races at a good clip. Doesn't run a ton of horses, but you always have to respect them. The blinkers go on. That was a pretty good race at Monmouth that he comes out of. I like the clean draw here. This horse should stretch out.
All right, I didn't get to the 7, but you get Jevion Toledo on that honor code, 3-year-old colt. Blinkers go on for the first time. The 6, Super Houdini, a Maryland-bred 4-year-old gelding by Super 99. It looks like he's on the improve here for trainer Milan Milosevic. Charlie Marquez rides today, a good third 2 starts ago. Maiden 40 going a mile, good second last out, going a mile against Maiden 40. Catches some tough horses in this spot today, but it looks like he's a consistent closer and is going to rally to get up for a piece of it.
Right.
So I throw him into the mix here.
Certainly, it looks like a horse that shouldn't be out of the superfecta, right? When you basically look at it, he can get the distance. Albeit, is it going to be fast enough? He's got his kind of a steady progression off of it. Call me plucky. Artistic Reason, there were 2 back races. He came back and ran big at a price, right, the other day for motion. So, once again, he's keying up against the right kind of horses. But let's see if Righteousness is ready to rock off the bench to upset Flatter Me.
All right, well, I'm rooting on you because I go
Okay.
1, 3, 6 in race 3 on the early pick 5. So if I can get the 3 of the 6 home to beat Flatter Me, you beat the 4-5 shot here in race 3. That's going to give you a nice score on the early pick 5. This horse probably going to be a popular key horse on a lot of people playing the early pick 5, right?
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt.
All right. Let's turn the page here. Race 4 to kick off the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. A little carryover today, a little shy of 1,000 to get you going in the Rainbow Pick 6. We also kick off the Middle Pick 4 here in race 4. We're off the turf, 5.5 furlongs. Keith, you have a Middle Pick 4 ticket. Let's check it out and see how you play it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Staying in the 4th. A 1-4 for me. Lion Lord, Smart Step. If I had to go one more, I'd go the 2 Day Strike. Race 5, 3 deep. With the 1, 3, and 7. Scratch the 5. Blue Suede Guitar out of race number 5. Sixth race. The 12 is going to be a short price. Confectioner. Reported first time gelding. The numbers certainly work. A little drop. He almost looks too good to me, Stan. So I'm going to spread around a little bit. I'm going to use him on top, but I think you got to throw in some long shots. 1, English Tavern. The 7, Favor Maker. The 8, 11, also in the mix there in race number 6. We're going to single in race 7, the 8, to the front. A horse I really like today. I think you're going to see improvement with the blinkers going on. 6-1 morning line might come down a little bit off of that, but $15 is you're going to get your middle pick 4. We caught the early pick 4 yesterday. I guess tripled your money, so it wasn't too bad. And
right.
we'll always take a winner. But here we go, $15 ticket for the middle pick 4.
All right, well, nice score yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'll help you out, get that 6-1 on 2 of the front because I didn't use the horse at all.
Okay.
In race 7.
All right.
All right, well, let's take a look here at race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4 and pick 6 off the turf here. 5.5 furlongs on the main track, claiming 12,500 3 and up. Some salty sprinters in here. The 4 Smart Step was entered main track only. Robbie Bales might hit a home run here for owner Gerald Knuckles. Just claimed this 5-year-old son of Gio Ponte for $5,000 late July. That was a nice big win. That was a nickel 3 life race. Ran a big 71 Beyer speed figure. And now we jump past I believe there's a 75 or an 8, and we go to the 12.5 main track only. He gets his wish. It comes off the turf, right. And Smart Step is going to be the favorite in here. Julian Pimentel had the big win yesterday on Top Line Growth. Pimentel rides the 4 Smart Step, going to be the favorite. First off the claim, stepping up from 5,000 here for Robbie Bales. Could be a big home run here for Robbie in this owner.
Mary's pretty shrewd today. She doesn't usually give horses away. Drop this horse down for the nickel off of a dull return on the turf. But I'm going to think, maybe he's got a couple races left. The 4 Smart Step, I think, can track the speed. But Lion Lord's going to take a lot of play, too. I think favoritism is going to go between those two. Could be pretty tight when it's all said and done. Lion Lord, a horse that does not mind a battle up front. So he's going to be a dead scent from the inside. Lion Lord, Smart Step to maybe reel him in late there. 4-1-2-5 in the 4th.
All right, we agree. Identical there. 4-1-2-5, cold super for you in the 4th. Let's get a quick commercial break. Late pick 5 starts in race 5. I have a ticket for that. We'll check it out right after this.
And here comes Point of Entry. Point of Entry's taking the lead. Point of Entry wins.
Placoup Parfait is finishing hard along the inside. Placoup Parfait takes out the Derby.
All right, welcome back. Today's late pick 5 starts race 5. No carryover. They hit it yesterday, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout. I have a very affordable $36 play for my late pick 5, race 5. I have the 3 on top, Mama D. The 7, Cassidy Ab's going to be tough. And I use the 1, Patient Lass, as well. Patient Lass, a big second at this level 2 starts ago. We'll show you that video. So 1-3-7 to kick it off. Looks like on paper a 2-horse race there in race 6. That's an off-the-turf maiden 16. The 8 and the 12 are going to be your 2 strong favorites there in race 6. You can get you have to get creative after that. And if anybody with the 8-12 wins in race 6, that'll be a big price. So you go deep in that race, Keith. I don't blame you looking for a bomb there in race 6. Race 7. I have the 2 on top there, Talented Dr. B. The 5's going to be tough, though. 5-card draw. Annette Eubanks quietly having a very solid meet. And also the 1, Once in a Lifetime for Jerry O'Dwyer on the cutback and distance. I like that. So race 7, I go 1-2-5. Race 8, that's a nice allowance race off the turf. I have the 5 on top. Kid Slipper is very quick. But I'll also use the 4, Christmas in the City, coming off the long layoff, making a 4-year-old debut for the City Zip 4-year-old colt from Mike Trombetta. Was pretty good last year as a 3-year-old. Pimentel rides. I'll use 4 or 5 there in race 8. Then race 9's off the turf. The 2, Air of the Dog, tries to main track for the first time First off the claim for Wayne Potts. Toledo rides a 5 Cool Hand Coupe for Jane Sibeli and your leading rider, Horacio Caramanos. Let's take a look here at race 5. Originally carded on the main track, going a mile, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months or never won 4 lifetime. We both used the one Patient last. Let's show you the race from June 5th. First race back this summer after the shutdown. Was 18-1 at this level. And there she is on the far outside, turning for home. 5-year-old mare by Patientville. She's a Maryland bred. She was very, very wide, but a very strong finish. She was 5 wide, turning for home. Very strong finish under Laurel Glazier. Gets up for a big second behind Saratoga Style. Gets a 52 by her speed figure. So this was she's still running at the end. Has to run hard to get up there for second. So this was a big effort by Patient last. They ran her back after this July 17th, going 6 furlongs on the main track, and she finished well that day to be 4th. Now we stretch back out to a mile today. Laurel Glazier having a solid summer meet with 4 wins this summer. I think she's live on the one Patient last. The 3 and the 7 probably going to be your favorites in here, but I have the one Patient last on my late pick 5 ticket.
Yeah, I think you've got to be wary of her, and she fits. It's going short, going a mile. Have to time the rally just right. Shorter field, though. I think Laurel Glass, she does a good job of getting horses to settle stand. She can sneak up maybe behind horses entering the stretch and then, like I say, shift out and get that clear run and fire down the lane. I want to see her stay on that correct lead to help sustain that run. But I like her in here. I think Cassidy Avenue didn't run terrible off the return. A little questionable drop here. Gets the condition. Not a lot of true speed in race number 5. So Schoenthal on the attack mode here with Victor Rosales. I think she can kind of dominate maybe up towards the front end in this particular field. But I like Patient last from off the pace. Mama D works. I had her lined, I think, a little too high at 8 to start with. Certainly gets the condition dropping here for Gonzalez. And she's got back numbers. She's going to have to improve. That race, that really wasn't a salty, open 12-5 at Delaware last time out. I'd almost say not quite a lateral move, but this is definitely a little bit of a step down.
Well, a big late scratch in this race. The 5 Blue Suede Guitar, who is your 8-5 morning line favorite. The 5's out, so that kind of makes this race wide open. I like the 7 Cassidy Ave as well. I throw the 3 Mama D on top. Claudio's red hot. Your leading barn, this mare, this 4-year-old filly by Tapazar. She's getting, second off the second race back this summer. It looks like she's getting a little class relief. She likes it here at Laurel Park. She's a 2-time winner at Laurel Park. So I put Mama D on top in race 5. That's a nice beaten nickel spot for filly mares going a mile. Let's turn the page here. Race 6. We kick off the late pick 4 here in race 6. And I know you went deep in this race on your middle pick 4 ticket, Keith. We're off the turf, 5.5 furlongs, maiden claiming 16,003 and up. We both go with the 12 on top, who's going to be your favorite confectioner for owner and trainer Ann Merriman. This 4-year-old Twirling Candy is a first-time gelding today. Charlie Marquez rides a big second last out against Maiden 25 when it came off the turf. In the 2 races before that were pretty decent as well, but that last race was strong. Now we drop to the Maiden 16 first-time gelding, and we get weighed off with Charlie. So we both go with confectioner on top.
Yeah, and Robert Bob out of that last race, came back to whistle at Colonial with a good number and improved buyer figure confectioner. Everything kind of looks positive here. A little bit of a drop, but I mean, he's not terribly fast. But against this group, man, he looks awfully good and gets great position stalking from the outside. I think the speed is going to be brought to the table by the 11. I'd like to know for Trombetta. Ran against some pretty quick horses on the go back. I think this horse is going to set sail from the outside. Maybe those 2 around the racetrack. But you got to be creative sometimes, Dan, and looking at some of these races. I'm going to use Junior Jumper. I think second or third time gelding should be fine here coming back to the dirt. But English Tavern, here's a horse X-Man stays on for Hammy Smith. Beating a pole, at Delaware. No run whatsoever, but go back on the workouts. Some good 5/8 workouts on the dirt at Laurel, maybe a little bit of Stranger. And the 7, Favor Maker. I know I don't have him in my top 4, but I'm going to use him underneath here for Rick Buckley. Here's a horse by Seville. Showed a little life sprinting, albeit on the turf last time. But you look at the family. It's dirt on the bottom side, and Sevilles can run on the dirt. So I'm going to use him as a bomb maybe underneath.
Sure, the 7 will be a big price.
Yeah.
Make the rider Victor Rosales. Victor Rosales on the 7, favor maker for Rick Buckley. All right, so the 12 is going to be the heavy favorite. The 8 junior jumper is going to be second choice. Everybody else is going to be a big price here in race 6 as we kick off the late pick 4. Let's turn the page here. Race 7, we kick off the final pick 3. This race originally carded on the main track, going 6 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Let's start with your top pick, and then we'll get to. We have a video spotlight on the 3 Irish Town, but I didn't get to the 8 at all. To the front, gets blinkers on today for Anthony Ferrier, and the X-Man had that 2-3 win day a couple days ago, so he's having a good weekend.
Yeah. How about that? The blinkers go on. This is a horse that now dropped. Well, I shouldn't say dropped last time out from the allowance at Charlestown. Goes 3rd off the claim. I like the blinkers on angle here for Ferrier a lot. You see the short comment, rated and circled 6 wide. I don't think we're going to be rating today, boys, with the blinkers on. I think we're going to go right to the front with 2 to the front and try to hold on for dear life through the stretch. Going to have to hold off the closers, the 2 talented Dr. B, who's protected off the claim. A 5-card draw certainly works. Comes back to a condition which he ran big. Had some trouble in that 2 in life when you go back a few races. But I think to the front, it's his race to lose on the front end.
All right, yeah, I overlooked him a little bit. I like the comment there for that last race. Rate and circled 6 wide.
And he stays, right? Stan, the jock stays. Perez right back at you.
The X-Man stays aboard. Blinkers go on. All right, so he'll be a decent price. I didn't get to him at all. I'm on the favorite here, talented Dr. B with your leading rider. Horacio Caramanos aboard for trainer Ricardo D'Angelo. First off the claim here for D'Angelo. He claimed this horse back in February from this nickel 2 life level. It was a good second that day going a mile. I like the fact we're going 6 furlongs coming back off the layoff. We attract Caramanos, sharp bullet, 48-3 work, July 31st here at Laurel Park. So that's a sharp work. And you have the leading rider, Caramanos, on this horse coming off the layoff for a small outfit. But this barn having a good summer meet. D'Angelo, 24% winners this summer.
Yeah.
So the barn's live, and this horse must be doing well in preparation for this comeback race to get Caramanos to ride.
Being able to take advantage of that waiver, right, with the time away, Stan. And even if he doesn't quite get up at 6 furlongs, he can stretch out to 7 or even a mile for the connections. But look, how about D'Angelo off the claim? It's been steady. I mean, look at that, 30% with an ROI, hedging towards, just like 330. I mean, that's really good stuff. I think you're going to have to use him. Now, Irish Town got a good setup last time. Things were guns a-blazing up front, rallied into it. I don't know if he's going to get that flow this afternoon, but I'm going with the 8.
All right. Well, we have that video for Irish Town's last race, July 25th here at Laurel Park at this nickel 2 life level. Let's show that video if we have it. There's Irish Town about 4th as they turn for home. They're going they're going 5.5 furlongs this day. He's going to get up for a game second at 34-1 with the 7-pounder Apprentice Leonardo Carujo. Carujo back aboard today for trainer Steve Casey. Not going to be 34-1 today. But still a decent 5-1. I just didn't get to him.
Okay.
I didn't get to him. The tough game here in Maryland against these major league jockeys. Tough for bug riders here in Maryland. So I didn't get to the 3 Irish Town.
He did what you're supposed to do, Stan, when you're a young rider, when you're any kind of rider. Save ground around the turns. Okay, save ground around the turns. Shift out. Okay, if a seam opens up inside, great. But you gotta be able to hold as much as you can around that turn and then find your way home. And that's what he did with Irish Town. He rallied into his stride for a cure, came back to run pretty good, right? Ran a good second. So I could see him rallying into the mix. I don't know if things are going to be as quick up front today, but we shall see. And 5-card draw, you got to use. Yep. I've liked this horse. I thought this horse would run a little bit better. Last time was against the bias on June the 12th. In a good effort for 10,000 2 in life against the next out winner. So that horse works for me. Yeah,
trainer Nat Eubanks having a nice summer meet. She's only had 12 starters, but 3 winners. She's 7 for 12 in the money. So Nat's has a live barn this summer. They're all running well. All right, so that's a nice little nickel 2 life there in race 7. Race 8, one of our allowance features of the day to kick off the late daily double. This race comes off the turf, 5.5 furlongs. First level allowance, 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch to 2. and the 3 and the 9. He's one wild dude. Now the 5 Kid Slipper was entered main track only for this race by trainer Jose Camejo. He gets Joan Rosado to ride. He's 2-1 morning line. He's very fast, 4-year-old, gelding by Drill. Let's show you the race 3 starts ago, late June, coming back off the 6-month layoff. This race was 25,000, 3 life, going 5.5 furlongs. He's 2 in front, turning for home. He wins going away by 4.5. Big 77 buyer with this win. So Kid Slipper, a lot of ones on his PPs. He goes right to the front. Now, after this race up at Delaware, a big third against First Level Allowance Company, and just was a good third last out against Starter Allowance up there. So Rosado picks up a nice mount here for this Jose Camejo horse coming down from Delaware. Kid Slipper going right to the front. You think they can catch him with the 7 Francatelli?
I think, the first 16th of a mile, 8th of a mile is going to be huge in this race with these speed horses, right? Christmas in the City, Kid Slipper, Francatelli, Victory Charms. When you look at their running styles, they all want to be forward. Who's going to get the best trip out of all of them remains to be seen. But Kid Slipper, one thing, he'll fight you. He's got some staying power in there. Camejo's about 30% at Laurel through his short career. So Kid Slipper works for me. Francatelli, a big try, breaking the maiden on the turf at Monmouth. You go back to the debut. Look who he's up against. Abuelo Paps showed a lot of speed from the outside. Ended up dropping into the rail, towards the rail, I should say. And the rail wasn't the best place to be. Still held on okay, but I like that run against the Cairo Kid. Abuelo Paps had something in the tank left on the turf. I like Francatelli in here. Certainly Kid Slipper. Pedrino's Heart might be the beneficiary of the duel. He's got that one glaring run on the dirt on his page. He ran big on the turf 2 races back. But Pedrino's Heart will sit there lurking towards the back, and hopefully things will fall apart for him up front. That's how he's going to have to get it done today.
I'm out at the 4. I'm using the exact here. Christmas in the City, coming off the long layoff here for trainer Mike Trombetta and owner breeder R. Larry Johnson. This is the 4-year-old debut for this colt by City Zip. He was very good. Well, useful. He was very useful as a 3-year-old. Broke his maiden against maiden special weight sprinting on the turf last October, and then tried to main track for the first time last November against older horses. First Level Allowance 5.5. Big second that day at 22-1 behind Run for the Munning. So that was a useful effort. 70 buyer speed figure with that dirt try last November. He's probably going to be better now as a 4-year-old. There's some sharp works up there at Fair Hill, 47-3. August 8th up there at Fair Hill, so that's a sharp move. You get Pimentel. This horse, he could be anything as a 4-year-old.
Yeah, and here's a horse that's had time to grow up, right, Stan? Yeah. They've worked him in the mornings, and maybe they've kind of worked with him a little bit to settle and make a run into it. That's the one thing. You've got a rider like Pimentel. We've seen him. He can get a horse to relax and finish, and that might be the key for Christmas in the City. He has to kind of break between horses with some speeds outside of him. I don't know. I don't know what kind of trip he's going to get that first 1/8 of a mile, 3/16, but Pimentel's the right kind of rider. If he wants to let that other speed go, he might be able to save something for the finish.
And at the leading rider, Caramanos, you have this gelding in the mix here. Victory Chimes gets Caramanos aboard for Douglas Nunn. A sharp second last out on a sloppy track up there at Monmouth. He has a couple wins on a fast track as well.
Yeah, I mean, but he might just get hung at. I don't know if he's going to have enough left in the tank after being probably positioned wide and having to force the issue against a pretty quick type of horses.
All right, so a nice 6-horse field, nice allowance race going 5.5 on the main track. Race 8 kicks off the late daily double. Here we go. Race 9 comes off the turf, 5.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 25,000 3-year-olds and upward. No scratches here in race 9. All 8 of them run. I go with the 2 on top. Just looking for a price. You got the 2 on top as well. Well, it'd be interesting to see what kind of price he is with this race coming off the turf. He's trying the main track for the first time today. He's by Hangover Kid, young Lemon Drop Kid sire here in Maryland. He should like the main track. He works 49-4 recently at Pimlico. You get Toledo. He's shown speed on the turf. Hopefully he can show speed here on the main track going 5.5.
Yeah, Potts off the claim. This type of horse, I think it should work. Hangover Kid, not a whole lot to go on, but they've run pretty much. I think was it Miss J. McKay's run okay third. So Hair of the Dog at least is going to bring speed to the table at this shorter distance. Hopefully he can break clean. He showed a little heart 2 races back and go on and take this field wire to wire. I don't know if he's going to get it from just off the pace. If he's going to get it, he's got to go and get in front of these horses to hold on late.
And we both used the 3 extremely exclusive and the 5 Cool Hand Coupe. Cool Hand Coupe gets Caramanos to ride for Jane Sibeli. Been all turf recently, in good form.
Yeah.
The lone dirt try, not very good, but you hope the 4-year-old's in better form right now.
Yeah, and I tell you, I threw in the 1st or the 6th despite odds with Carlos Carrasco for Ellen Horner. Training in Pimlico, the works look good, and a couple siblings did run well early on in their career.
All right, so that's the 6 would be a decent price there. I throw the 8 into the mix. Native Courage coming out of those 4.5 races at Charlestown should have some speed here, going 5.5. So nice 8-horse field to wrap things up here in race 9. I was a little cold last weekend, but I had my bailout horse was in the last race last Saturday. Easy River,
yes.
a $13 horse,
Yes.
and maybe Hair of the Dog can pay a nice price for me here in the finale to wrap up the weekend.
That sounds good.
All right, good luck on your middle pick 4 ticket today, Keith. Dave Robbins coming up next with scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.